Hello, my name is Amethyst. I am coming here to talk to you about the miracle morning and the 6 habits that will transform your life before 8 a.m. So, this book has changed my life, and I was a night owl my whole life, like an extreme night owl. And I definitely had the self limiting belief that I could never be a morning person. But this book has changed it all. And so I want to come and share with you a little bit about these 6 habits. I'm going to give you my Cliff Note version of each of the 6 habits and give you some of my tips so that we can learn together how to get over the self limiting belief of not being able to be a morning person and totally transform your life. So let's talk about silence. In my book, it's page 71, and I love this quote: "You can learn more in an hour of silence than you can in a year from books." And that was by Matthew Kelly. So in the first page, he says that silence is the first practice of the SAVERS. So SAVERS is the acronym for the 6 habits. Okay, so silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, which is like writing. So today we're going to talk about the first S in SAVERS, which is silence. So he says that one of the most significant areas for improvement for our noisy, fast paced, and overstimulated lifestyles is silence. And he talks about having purposeful silence. So setting your intentions to have silence in some way. He says silence is one of the best ways to immediately reduce stress. And some of the ways to practice silence are meditation, prayer, reflection, deep breathing, and gratitude. He says it is very important that you don't stay in bed for this. And the reason for that is because you might fall back asleep. And so we're trying to create a morning routine that's productive. So with meditation, he says that meditation can be more effective than medication. And I love that. As a wellness coach, I am all about preventative health. And I love that. So meditation was not something that I had ever done before until I tried it on Beachbody On Demand, which is where I stream my fitness from. And they now have something called Unstress. And it's 21 days of meditations. They're only 10 minutes long. Each of them is led by a renowned meditation instructor, a different one. And each one has a different topic. And I tried every single one of them, just 10 minutes. And what I did was I did it after my workout as a cool down. And so I was silent for 10 minutes. So they led us in deep breathing, thinking. Some of them I preferred over others. Some of them were just like talking about your body or your mindset or your thoughts or just breathing. And it was really, really good. So if you've never done meditation before, I would highly recommend you start there. Okay, and then he goes on to say that meditation gives him fresh eyes to clarify what's really going on and what really matters. It's pretty powerful. So he says that before you begin your meditation, it's important to prepare your mindset and set your expectations. It's time for you to be quiet and let your mind go of the compulsive need to constantly be thinking, which I thought was really interesting because I think that is the case for me. Can you resonate with that? It's just being. Just being. And then he talks about, you can read this in the book, about breathing and teaching you how to breathe in and breathe out and what pace to do that. That can be one of your ways that you can be silent. And if you find that if you have a constant influx of thoughts, it may be helpful to focus on a single word. So I practice doing like love, joy. So something that you want to either breathe in, maybe something you want to let go of. So like my big ones are, I have a big affirmation that is affection is greater than bitterness. So I might breathe in affection and breathe out bitterness. So those are ways that you can do some breathing. He says, think of your daily meditation as temporary vacation from your problems. Doesn't that sound nice? And he said, the fact that sitting still and clearing my mind was so difficult for me was precisely the reason why I had to commit to mastering it. That's pretty powerful, right? So if you think this is difficult for you, think, well, that's an encouragement for me to actually work on this. And so he says, start with just 5 minutes. And again, if you do the Unstress app, you can do it for 10. He says, when I began this practice, I sit in silence, calm and relaxed, say a prayer, meditate, ponder what I was grateful for, and just breathe deeply for 5 minutes. It's such a peaceful, perfect way to start the day. So those are my cliff notes from his chapter, and I wanted to share some of the ways that I practice silence. So I practice silence through prayer. Sometimes, this isn't in the Miracle Morning, but sometimes when I'm driving, I just feel a sense that I need to turn off the radio, not communicate on the telephone, and just be silent. And sometimes that's really a place where I hear God speaking to me most. I practice silence also, like I said, with the Unstress app. Prayer is a huge one, whether it's in the car or just, after I've done some of my savers. So I will do this is the order that I do mine in. So I wake up every morning, I drink my Energize, which is a pre-workout drink that gives me sustained energy all day. I go straight to my special place in my family room. I write out a page of gratitude, and you could do your gratitude in silence if you didn't want to write it. And then I read the Bible. That's my reading for the day. And then I go to a journal where I have all my affirmations written down, and I say those out loud. And then when I'm done with those 3 things, then I will pray, and I will lift up, friends or family or people I am concerned about who've asked for prayer, and I pray. And that's my most source of silent prayer. I do all these activities in silence, but those are just some of the tips that I have. Another tip that I have on Beachbody On Demand is the Bar Blend is a fitness program, and it comes with affirmation cards, and you can order those. They're really awesome. I was never into affirmations before this, but I really like these cards. But they also have 5-minute meditations. So if you have Beachbody On Demand, you can go there and try the Bar Blend 5-minute meditations. You can get the affirmation cards that will help you with your affirmations. And so those are just some of my tips for silence. So I just wanted to share them with you. And I can't wait to hear about how you practice silence too.